What am I? What does he want from me? Ooh, 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 we blew it. What am I? What does he want me to be? A mascot? A boy wonder? A son? Do any of these things even apply to me? Or am I too broken? Deep down, when I'm all alone, I know what I really am. Worthless. And he sees it too, but I'm already gone. So yeah, this is how this starts here. So when we last left off with Robin and Batman, Jason Todd, we saw the beginnings of Bruce and Jason's dynamic. And this one here again plays up with the idea of how Jason's sort of inner turmoil and the sort of darker aspects of his personality, which will play a bigger role later. But in these early days, it's the first year with Bruce and Jason going in as Batman and Robin, and we're already noticing something's a bit off, a bit different from the dynamic with Dick. That is pretty much what we're going for here. But we know that Jason has a lot of anger inside him and a lot of frustrations. And so when they go to apprehend the bad guy Cuckoo, yeah, the bird man, what does it do with the bird mask? Um, Jason goes to apprehend him himself, and it looks like he's killed him, but but instead it's revealed that this gentleman did. And so here we are. So Batman tells Jason to stay there while he goes up to deal with this mysterious figure who I thought was Grifter. But Batman's asking, so why'd you do that? And he's like, well, we're soldiers. This is a war. Like, when it's my war, stand down. Sorry, you don't own Gotham. You don't make all the rules. He's like, actually, I do. Like, I do. I don't know. I don't know who you are. But a fight ensues, and this guy's got training. He knows what he's doing. He's like, I thought you'd be faster. All right. And he's like, you've gotten soft, Batman. You've gotten weak. And he goes off. And, Robin asks, hey, who is he? Like, I don't know. Let's go. We'll figure it out. But there's an elephant in the room here. Because Chase is like, so you thought I killed him, didn't you? You thought I killed him. All right, that's what you really think of me. And Pam was like, look, I think you're tired. I think you're upset and what's happening and about what's happened. And I think we need to regroup. And he's not hearing it. Like, whatever, let's whatever. All right. So meanwhile, later at the Batcave, um, Bruce says, hey, tells Alfred, like, you know what? I think you might have been right about Jason. I'm sorry, what? He points out a big difference between him, Dick, and Jason. That Dick had parents, good parents. He knew what that was like, and so did Bruce. But Jason never had that, and he thought maybe he could become that for him. But he's just, as Alfred says, broken. But Bruce like, I refuse to accept that. I'm not giving up on him. We can fix him. And I think this is sort of where we hit the problem. I think it could be agreed that this life isn't what Jason needs. Right? There's no underlying motivation. For Dick Grayson, it was fundamentally about bringing his parents' killers to justice. What does Jason want? What does Jason need? Jason needs stability. He needs a home. All right, he needs someone to be some sort of parental figure for him. And these guys are at this time aren't equipped for it. But Bruce is determined to help. But I think the problem is that they've already given up on it. This might be where I think a lot of people may sort of lose this book because they don't like the idea that Alfred, first of all, seems to just be giving up on Jason. And Bruce saying we can fix him. I don't think you can fix him. I don't think he needs to be quote unquote fixed. He needs help. But anyway. So Jason, meanwhile, thinks about what happened in the alley, what happened with him and Cuckoo, and he went to talk to Cuckoo, like, hey, look, we're just gonna make. Jason legitimately tried not to hurt Cuckoo. All right, he remembered exactly what Bruce told him, like, hey, he's he's still crazy, he's got a gun, do your best. don't kill him, and goes from there. But the problem is, Jason still has a lot of his trauma going, namely about his mother ODing. And I think Cuckoo sort of represents that in a lot of ways. The the part of crime that is responsible for killing his mother. So he tries to calm him down, tries to talk him out, but Cuckoo's still firing. And yeah, as he's about to shoot Jason, yeah, this guy shows up. This guy shows up. Like, I'm warning you. I'm warning you. I said, drop the gun. And yeah, so he's killed. He's killed. And Jason is shocked. And the guy goes, "It's okay. He's nothing. He's worthless." And he says like, "Hey, look, all right. The way Batman's doing it, these are all half measures. They're not going to help for the war that's coming to Gotham City. All right. If you're interested, because I know exactly what you are, a weapon. All right. So here's my card. Come to this address, and I'll show you exactly what you can be." And this is an interesting position to take, um, because it's clear Jason doesn't know what he wants to be or who he should be. He was so certain in the first issue that he's a weapon. Now he's sort of questioning that. But this person here is like, "Hey, this is who you are. I know exactly who you are." Someone's giving him the answer. And that's all he wants at the end of the day. All right. All right. So next morning, Jason comes down. He's greeted by Nightwing. All right, pop collar Nightwing. All right, so hey. So yeah, I thought it'd be good for you. Let's like spend some time together. But of course, Jason like, so I'm sent to babysit. According to Nightwing, Bruce was called out on Justice League issue, so hey, that goes through. And the first year, Jason and all new Robins are not allowed out by themselves. I'm like, okay, makes sense. So they have some fun, or at least what Nightwing views as fun. It's an interesting take here. Nightwing being the sort of older brother to Jason and to Robin. It's also just because like Jason is the first new Robin. Nightwing is the first Robin, period. So it is sort of interesting to see how this mantle is supposed to grow from just these two. Nightwing mentioned that, hey, he's, working, doing some stuff on the Titans, and like they've got some new members coming in every now and then. And it's like, you offering me to join the Titans? Maybe, kind of, not really. It's all up to you, man. You're like, no, I'm not interested. All right. And uh, it, it's a conversation really that doesn't seem to go quite well, because it does seem like Nightwing is trying to help, trying to guide him through whatever he's going through, and Jason just sort of pushes back, all right, and trying to like, hey, maybe you figured out that you start to at least try to change, or like, I know you're not into the whole teammate thing and being new people, but people change. It's just, I don't want to change, all right, and he goes, he just goes off like, you know what, I'm gonna go do my own thing, leave me alone. And turns out, yeah, it more than likely was a lie that Batman was out on Just League mission, but maybe it wasn't, who knows. But at the end of the day, we know exactly what this was. Bruce wanted Dick to sort of figure out what was going on with Jason. And sort of unbiased third party, someone who's, not as involved, but also does still care. It makes a degree of sense. Dick says, like, yeah, it did not go good. All right. He said, "Look, I just let him go to have some space." Bruce asks, "So what should I do? Should I stop? Should I shut it down?" And like, yeah, I can't tell you to do that, and you can't decide for him. All right, it's too late. You put the costume on him. You showed him the Batcave. You, you taught him how to throw shuriken. All right, you've taught him pressure points. It's too late. It's too late. All right. The problem is that at the end of the day, Jason has to decide who he's going to be. All right. And he said, Batman points out, he's not you. All right. And he says, yeah, that's fine. And he's not you either. All right. And that may be a good thing. It's probably a good thing. He just needs a little time to figure out who he is. And of course, he goes to the address that the gentleman provided him. He says his name is Wrath, because of course it is Edgelord time. And yeah, he decides to go off with Wrath for a bit, and that's how the comic ends. Ultimately, Batman and Robin issue 2 was, I think, the only real direction for it to go after issue 1. There has to be tension between Bruce and Jason about what happened with Cuckoo. The revelation that, hey, Bruce thinks Jason may have done something. Peter Fawcett, what did you do? What did you do? Um, yeah, it's that seed of doubt was already planted in his head as he watched Jason go through. Ultimately, it may have been too early for Jason to go out and be Robin. I think he needed really a year to just sort of be a kid. A year where he can, like, hey, sleep in a bed and not worry that, hey, someone's gonna come, someone's gonna get him. A bit of stability. I think that's what Jason ultimately needed. That Bruce didn't decide to provide. Bruce decided to do both. All right. I think he was so determined. I think he saw Jason's potential and it reminded him of Dick. But the problem is, as he says, Dick Grayson had a better upbringing. All right. Jason's dad is a loser. His mom, his mom OD'd. All right. And he was just alone. Like literally, Bruce found him when he was out as Batman and he was trying to steal the tires off the Batmobile. All right. That gumption is pretty much the only reason he's there. But there's also that potential, that talent, and he wants to nurture that. But he's not trying to deal with, or is incapable or not ready to deal with the underlying issues for Jason. I think people have said it best. Jason didn't need to be in a costume. He needed to be in a foster home. All right, he needed to be adopted by actual people. All right, actual parents. Who this Wrath gentleman is, I don't know. Again, I thought it was Grifter. Uh, um, this reminds me a bit of Peter Tomas's Batman and Robin run, where he had Damien and Ducard um, working for a bit, and the whole issue as to whether or not Bruce can trust Damien, because at that point, Batman had come back from the dead. Yeah, and he's like, hey, you know what? Let's be Batman and Robin, Damien. I know you were, Batman and Robin with Dick, but he's it's New 52 now. But yeah, ultimately, I think it's fun to see where Jason's going to go, how this interaction with Wrath will help shape him. All right, because the downside of these kind of books are is we do know where Jason's ultimately going to be. We do know the path he's going to take and what will lead him to, well, under the Red Hood. It may have been the best or worst thing to happen to Jason. It's up to you to decide. I'm not entirely sure myself. But anyway, that was Robin and Batman. It's still hard to say. Issue number 2, Jason Todd. What'd you guys think of it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'll catch you all later. This is Bucket Think Tank signing off. Thanks for watching as always. May your fandom serve you well.